Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Listen, y'all are rolling up in here this morning, and I'm so excited about it. We have a lot of news we want to share with you, but it's just so good to see you roll up in here. I saw Pastor Alex come in here. I saw Dr. Antoinette come in here. I saw Kim Edmondson come in here, Lori Wallace, Regina Shorts, Marion Jackson, Shirley Nicholson, Latrice Jones. I see Deborah Johnson rolling up in here. She out of town, y'all. She's on Central Time. I see Jeffrey Allen James rolling up in here, and I see Kenny Vic K. Stanley rolling up in here. Y'all, just hey, welcome. I think I saw my brother roll up in here as well, Louis Pryor. Y'all, it is Monday. It is Monday, October the 10th. Some of y'all should still be asleep because technically you had a day off, but I'm glad you decided to wake up and hang. August, what's up, buddy? Good morning. I've been missing you. I've been missing you. Latrice Jones said, come on, roll call. Yeah, that's exciting when you see your family members show up. I'm loving it. I see Davia rolling up in here this morning too. Yeah, some of y'all should be off because it is considered a day off, at least a federal holiday. I have the announcement from President Joe Biden. He is still calling it Columbus Day, but it's also Indigenous People Day as well. He says in his proclamation by the President of the United States of America, since I no longer have the Queen to quote, I'm gonna just start quote. Good morning, John Gore. I'm gonna just start quoting Joe Biden. I missed the Queen's voice, y'all. Got to be honest with y'all. It says in 1492, Christopher Columbus. I don't know if we like him. We tore his statue down here in Columbus, Ohio. Sailed from the Spanish port of Polas de la, I can't even say the word, so I'm going to skip it, on behalf of Queen Isabella I and King Ferdinand II. But his roots trace back to Genoa, Italy. The story of his journey remains a source of pride for many Italian Americans whose families also crossed the Atlantic. His voyage inspired many others to follow and utterly contributed to the founding of America, which has been a beacon for immigrants across the world. Well, first of all, we stole the country from the Indian people. Let's just say what it is. So, yeah. So, I may not even want to read all this. But anyway, he goes on and says, now, therefore, I, Joseph R. Biden Jr., that's the prior life, President of the United States of America, do hereby proclaim October the 10th, 2022 as Columbus Day. Prez, I need you to get it with it. It's Indigenous People Day. I direct that the flag of the United States be displayed on all public buildings on the appointed day in honor of our diverse history and all who have contributed to shaping this nation. I witness whereof I have hereunto, let me say that again. I want to make sure I'm being dignified. In witness whereof I have hereunto set my hand this 7th day of October. He did this last week. In the year of our Lord 2022, and of the independence of the United States of America, the 247th. That's all he says. I think he's missing something. I think they missed a word somewhere back here. But anyway, I read that. What are y'all talking about? Riaka said he missed the roll call. My brother says he's at work. Okay. Good morning, Judy Neal. Whatever that word is. I really did say that. I really did. All right, y'all. It is Monday. It is Monday, October the 10th, 2022. And it's time for today's headlines. A lot has been happening. And we're going to get this out here. So let's start with January 6th committee. I know Dr. Antoinette is ready. I'm ready too. So I got my same snacks. I just had to move them over to this Thursday, y'all. It's happening this Thursday, October the 13th, 2022 at 1 p.m. Eastern time. And it's our understanding that it is the final one. I'm just waiting to see how many bombshells are going to come off. Also, y'all, speaking of that, the New York Times is reporting that the Justice Department told Trump's lawyers, we know y'all got some more stuff. And I'm paraphrasing. So yeah, we're gonna need it. We're gonna need all the stuff that you have. We're going to need those things immediately. So that's happening. Y'all, the Lincoln Project. If y'all have not seen this bombshell drop on Showtime, you want to check it out. Y'all, it's a 5-part docu series. It takes viewers inside the war rooms of the wildly successful super PAC and former elite Republican strategists and consultants who joined forces. They were like getting due out of there for the sole purpose of saving democracy by bringing down Donald Trump. And they did that somewhat successfully, and they're still doing it. If y'all have not seen the commercial that dropped on Friday, wow, I now understand why he was losing it. I think he was in Arizona. He was somewhere doing a speech. He couldn't even talk. He was talking about that H.W. Bush had taken documents and he put them in a Chinese restaurant in a bowling alley. That's not what happened. He just messes stuff up. So I went digging to get an understanding. Well, the National Archives, they shut down buildings or buildings that are shut down, and they secure them to put documents in them until they can figure out where they go, what's needed, what's not needed. That happens to all presidents, okay? When they ran out of room with the National Archive place, they find distribution space, warehouses, and they completely secured them and use them. He said something totally different, and people were like, what is going on with this man? So there's a lot that's happening, but the Lincoln Project brought him down. So y'all want to check out this docuseries. Now, we have nothing to do with Showtime. It is on Showtime. We have nothing to do with Showtime. But I just want to share this with you in case you do not have Showtime. Y'all, you can now try a 30-day free trial. Trust me, you wanted to watch this Lincoln Project docuseries. Hey, 5 episodes, you can do it in a day. Believe me, you don't want to pause and say, I'll get the rest of this tomorrow. You don't want to do that. All right, y'all, voting registration deadlines that are approaching. Let me give you these. There are 3 states today where your voting registration deadlines. You got until 11:59 p.m. tonight, but just do it today. Do it today. Y'all, Arizona, Florida, and Indiana. Arizona, Florida, and Indiana are your registration deadlines are today. Come back to early voting in a minute. Take that off, please. Voter registration deadlines. Today, October the 10th, Arizona, Florida, Indiana. You have until 11:59 p.m. tonight to register to vote. Arizona, Florida, Indiana. Don't wait. Do that today. It takes less than 3 minutes to do that. You can do it online at www.vote.us. You can also go to www.vote.com. You can go to www.iwillvote.com. There are a lot of them out there. And as I'm going through the rest of the deadlines, Isaiah's going to put those up there. Please grab them. If anybody's in the thread, you want to put them in the thread, put them in the thread so that we can make sure you have the information you need to go register to vote. Now, y'all, tomorrow, voter registration deadline tomorrow. You have until 11:59 p.m. tomorrow. Kentucky, Nevada, and New Mexico. Actually, don't wait till tomorrow. Just do it today. Act like your voting deadline is today. Again, Kentucky, Nevada, and New Mexico. Yours are tomorrow. Then I'm going to just give you from October the 12th to October the 15th. Again, don't wait. Just bring them on. Do it today if you can. Delaware, state of Delaware, you have until October the 15th. Idaho, you have until October the 15th. Illinois, October the 12th. Missouri, October the 12th. North Carolina, October the 14th. Oklahoma, October the 14th. So again, there are 6 states that you have a little bit of time, but why wait? Do it today. Delaware, Idaho, Illinois, Missouri, North Carolina, Oklahoma. And again, just go to your Secretary of State's page to pull that out. Now, as we had seen already, and Isaiah put that up, Marion had put that out there. Y'all, here are the dates for early voting that are getting started. Last week we had Maine on October the 9th, so you can start voting in Maine. California, October the 10th. Today is your day. You can start voting. Montana, Nebraska, New Mexico, October the 11th is early voting begins for you all. Arizona, Indiana, Ohio, October the 12th. And then you have Georgia, October the 17th, Iowa, Kansas, and Rhode Island, and Tennessee, October the 19th. I will continue to give you these dates, but it's more important to get to the voter registration deadline that is upon us. That is upon us. Now, if you get out there and you have any type of voter intimidation that's going on, I want to give you these numbers. Please jot these down, and then we'll get to the rest of the news. But this is news, okay? The Election Protection Hotline. The number, and I think we have it as well, is 1-866-R-VOTE. 1-866-R-VOTE. That is the Election Protection Hotline. And then we also, I gotta pause and tell y'all this. Y'all know the magazine comes out today. We're so excited. Ready Publication launches today. It'll release. It might be already out there. I don't know. I finally went to sleep. When you're putting together a magazine, you lose sleep. So for the past probably 72 hours, I haven't had sleep, because when you try to go put it to print, it'll give you error message. It will do things. It'll tell you too much stuff is in the red line. The printing press will stop. It's just crazy. Or we forget something, or we see something, or we change. We're like, wait a minute, hold up. Because when you read it so much, you start missing errors. And so you lose sleep. And we have a reading team. There's like a team of 9 people that are reading it. There's the designer, who is Amber, who is phenomenal. So it's like, it's all on, all hands are on deck. So y'all, Amber, she's so brilliant. She's so gifted. And she's the daughter of Jeffrey Payne, who comes in and hangs out with us on YouTube. Y'all, she decided, okay, we're going to leave the resource guide in the magazine, but we're also going to pull it out so we can get it to as many people as possible. So y'all, the resource guide alone is brilliant. It is amazing. And that's the work of the Ready Publication team, the Ready Media LLC team. And we're just so excited about it. So y'all, if you're looking for it, we're going to put it out there. But I need y'all to follow some directions, please. If you want this resource guide, it is amazing. We just giving it to you. We're giving it to you because we want it out there. But we need to have your email address. We just need to have your email address. Do not put it on the thread. Inbox us, DM us. If you know me personally, send me a text message, email me. Let's put the email up there too, Isaiah, the news in motion with Gail at gmail.com. And if you can also put it in the chat, somebody. Y'all email us. We need your email address. This is amazing. And what we're asking you to do with this resource guide, print it, copy it, forward it, do whatever you want to with it. Just don't take my name off of it. Don't do it. Don't do it, because I'll come look for you. You probably can't even do that with this. But anyway, we want you to spread it out there. Print them off, take them to the barbershops, print them off, take them to your churches, give the links, whatever you need to do. Go to the senior citizen homes, wherever. We're telling you, use it. It's free. It costs us, but it's free to you. So use it, use it, use it, use it, use it. Y'all, it's out there. We want you to use it. All right, the next thing, the U.S. Department of Justice Voting Rights Hotline. People are already calling this number with those who have already begun early voting. That number is 800-253-3931. Again, that's the U.S. Department of Justice Voting Rights Hotline. Thank you, Isaiah. 800-253-3931. There's also a TTY line. I don't know if Isaiah has this number or not in the thing, but it's 877-267-8971. And we do. Look at that. TTY line is 877-267-8971. And this is all in that resource guide that we're putting out there. All right, y'all. So that's the information with voting. There's a lot that we want to talk about. And you're going to hear it from me. So if you're sick of News in Motion and Gail Dudley talking about voting, News in Motion is not for you between now and November the 8th. This is just not for you. But we hope you want to come and hang out because you get the other news headlines as well. All right, y'all, on Thursday, while we were going on air, we had a report, but y'all know me by now. I like to review what I'm talking about before I just say it. So I'm making sure it's factual. We have everything that's out there. So this is horrible. What happened in Thailand. This is horrible. 37 people have been killed, most of them young children, in a unprecedented gun and knife attack at a preschool center in northeast Thailand. It was horrific. It was horrific, and it really horrified the country. Now, y'all, the attacker, a former police officer, opened fire as children were sleeping in the center at Nong Klang district. It's a Providence about around noon their time on Thursday, police and witnesses said. Now, police said most of the children killed at the center were stabbed to death. As he left the nursery, the attacker drove his car towards and shot all bystanders. Then he returned home, where he then took his own life after taking the life of his wife and his child. Again, this was a former police officer, age 34. He was actually a lieutenant who had been dismissed from the force last year because of some drug charges. So, y'all, then on Sunday, and this is why I'm very careful what I report. And I always wait. So we're not getting it right there in the beginning, is because I'm looking at it. I'm making sure we're getting all the facts and information straight. Now CNN is under fire. CNN is in trouble. They made some changes. They need to go back to where they started from, because they've been under fire lately. CNN put out a statement on Sunday, and this is the Guardian reporting, that they deeply regret any distress caused by its report on the nursery killings in northeast Thailand, after its footage of the building's blood-stained floor sparked a police investigation and debate over how the media should cover such tragedies. The U.S. network's report, which has since been pulled, was condemned by Foreign Correspondents Club of Thailand and the Thailand Journalists Association. Now, while police launched an inquiry over allegations, the crew entered the crime scene without authority. They entered it. They started talking to people. They were out there doing stuff. And some of what they were reporting was not actually a part of what happened. So there's a lot that's going on there. And so they say, there's been a big conversation in different media newsrooms saying, when do we share a story? How soon do we put it out? Because some people want to be the first. They want to be the first to get it out there, because that means something. But is the first necessary? Is the first more important than the facts and the truth? I'll say it that way. So the matter has led to questions over media ethics when reporting on any news, especially shocking and highly sensitive tragedy. So that is out there. And then also on Thursday, USA Today is reporting that Las Vegas, there was an unprovoked knife attack on the Las Vegas Strip on Thursday that began with 4 performers dressed as showgirls. It was right about 11:40 a.m. local time. I believe that's Pacific time. When they might be Mountain, I'm sorry. When they were approached by a man claiming to be a chef outside of the Wynn Casino, where the performers were taking pictures with tourists. Now, the man wanted a photo with them too, but he pulled out a 12-inch knife, and the performers began to back up. And then within minutes, 8 people were wounded. 2 of them were fatally wounded. So there's a lot that's going on along with that. And then we'll bring in Kenny. He has some scores to share with us. Y'all, I want to really speak about safety for a moment. There's a lot that's out there, and it's true. And I've been waiting to share some of it to make sure it's in fact true, especially women. If you see one of those ties on your handle of your car, be careful. If you see $20 bills, $10 bills, $100 bills on your windshield, don't touch it. Don't touch it. Get in your car, go through a car wash, get with somebody who can help you. They say never touch it. Use gloves or a paper towel to remove it. They say don't keep it, throw it away, or take it to the police department so maybe they can do fingerprints. That's how they're grabbing women today. Okay, and I don't want to dismiss men either. Here's a true story that was out of the Lennox out of Saks Fifth Avenue 2 weeks ago in Atlanta, Georgia. There was a $20 bill underneath a person's windshield wiper. Remembering what they had heard on the local news, they didn't touch it. They got into the car, locked the door, called the police. That's when they also noticed their windshield was cracked. They still didn't get out the car. They drove off, and they went to a local police station, and they explained to them what's happening. It's not just happening in Atlanta, Georgia. It's happening all over. So people, be careful. I just don't want to say women. People, be careful. Other things that they're doing, people are seeing like a purse underneath the wheel of a car. Don't touch it. Don't even kick it. Get in your car. Act like you didn't see it. Roll over it. That's what they're telling you to do. They're saying don't do anything that's going to distract you. don't spend a lot of time in your trunk. They're saying SUVs, be careful. They say, look in the back seat before you get in if that's possible. They're saying don't lollygag, go straight to your car. And they're seeing this happen all over the US, y'all. We have to be careful. We have to be careful. Good morning, Mary Jenkins. Y'all, we have to be careful. So I wanted to share that information with you as well. In other news, I'm coming, Kenny. I'm coming, Kenny. In other news, we got President Biden. I was going to say President Obama. I was really getting ready to say Obama. President Biden. Y'all, he's playing check. He's playing chess. He's playing chess. He says, I'm pardoning all prior federal offenses of simple marijuana possession. There are thousands of people who were previously convicted of simple possession who may be denied employment, housing, educational opportunities as a result. My pardon will remove this burden. Hello, somebody. He's like, if y'all not giving me voting rights, I'm going to figure out another way. Now, in one of the White House press briefing rooms, and this I haven't seen it on the news, but it might be out there. He said, "Now go vote." He's like, "Now listen," because some people weren't able to vote, depending upon your state, if you had it on your record. So he's like, "This is now being clean. Go vote. Can you do that?" Now, in other news, real quick, I'm coming, Kenny. I promise you, I'm coming. But these two go together. Did y'all know that the VP, Vice President Kamala Harris, was in a car accident? I'm like, wait, what? What? Why don't we know this? Why is this just coming out? Yes, that happened. Y'all, USA Today reports that the car in which the Vice President Kamala Harris was riding in her motorcade, it was a minor accident on its way to the White House earlier last week. But it says no one was hurt, and the Secret Service quickly transferred her to another vehicle. Why don't we know about that? I want to know why we don't know about that. That's just mind-blowing to me. So I'm just curious, did y'all hear about this? Did y'all hear about this? I see you, Jeffrey Payne. I see you, Karen. Good morning to you. All right, come on in the room, Kenny. Come on in the room. Come on in the room.
What's happening?
What's happening? I hear you got some
everybody.
Scores.
Hey, I got some sports scores for y'all. How y'all doing today?
Hey, we doing good. And I already know your Cowboys won. I know OSU won. I know our high school won. I had the wrong team last week. But anyway, go ahead, give us the scores. And I'll be back in a few moments.
All right. Hey, good morning, News and Motion family. How y'all doing today? Welcome to Game Over with me, Kenny Stanley. First off, let me say thank y'all for tuning in on Saturday. I love each and every last one of y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in to my podcast. I want to say thank you to Gail Dudley and the News and Motion team for helping me kick this thing off. Hey, thank you so much. But I got some scores for y'all today. In college football, number one, Alabama. They escaped Texas A&M on the last second play. I don't know what Texas A&M, is that the only play you had in the playbook? It's 3 seconds. You on the goal line. You can win the game. They won. Alabama won the game 24-20. Georgia handled their business as they beat Auburn 42-10. That team up north, they beat Indiana 31-10. It was a close game for a quarter. After that, Michigan just took over. Clemson crushed Boston College 31-3. The blowout of the year was in the Red River rivalry. This is one of the first rivalry games that go on. It's a big game that goes on between Texas and Oklahoma. I don't even think Oklahoma showed up. Texas beat Oklahoma 49-0. Oklahoma need to go back to the drawing board. And of course, I saved the best for last. How about the Ohio State Buckeyes as they beat that team up north's little brother, Michigan State? Yeah, they beat them 49-20. C.J. Stroud, the quarterback for Ohio State, continues to set records as he was the first Buckeye quarterback to throw for 6 touchdowns in a game. How about that? Hey, they off this week. They get to heal up a little bit, get some players back to make this team even better than what it is as we get ready to go into Penn State and take on the Nittany Lions in 2 weeks. In the NFL, can somebody please tell me what in the world is going on with Pittsburgh? I mean, I'm not a Pittsburgh fan. I give Pittsburgh fans the business when I can. But, man, look, I've never seen a Pittsburgh team like this. This is ridiculous. The offense is horrible. The defense is horrible. The team is horrible. They went into Buffalo this week and got ran out the stadium. I think they ran them back to Pittsburgh as Buffalo Bills beat them yesterday, 38-3. The Vikings literally snatched the game out of the Bears' hands. The Bears were driving the ball down the field to try to get the go-ahead touchdown, and they literally snatched it out of the Bears' hands as a receiver got the ball snatched out his hand by the Vikings defensive back, and the Vikings pulled out the game 29-22. I don't know what to say about the Cleveland Browns. They just keep finding a way to lose. I don't get it. They lost yesterday as they missed a last-second field goal. They could have won the game on this field goal, but they lost 30-28. The Ravens slipped past the Cincinnati Bengals on a last-second field goal, and they won yesterday. They beat the Bengals yesterday on Sunday Night Football, 19-17. It was a good game. Now, I expect games like that between them two teams. And, of course, you already know. How about them Cowboys? Hold up, we them boys. That's right. We beat the defending Super Bowl champs, LA Rams, 22-10. And tonight we have an AFL matchup. It's an NFL game now, but this rivalry goes all the way back to the AFL as the Raiders and the Chiefs butt heads tonight. And it should be a good one because these two teams don't like each other. This is almost like, as Gail alluded to earlier, this is almost like an East High School versus Linden game. Throw the records out, we coming for you. So they getting ready to beat up on each other tonight. So we can't wait to see it tonight on ABC. That's sports. Game over. Back to Gail for some more news.
Listen, you can't get beat up by Isaiah. He was going in. Let me bring Isaiah in here just for a moment. Isaiah, you were losing it in that green room.
Oh, he was losing it.
Look at Isaiah's face.
Look at it. I'm sorry. Hey, man.
It's hard being a Steelers fan, man.
It's hard. I know it is. I know the feeling because, for a while there, people do Dallas like that. I know everybody see me on Facebook going in. I know they see me going in with Dallas, but I get picked on from the end of the football season to the season starts. So I go in. Dallas is winning. Oh, I'm going to put everything up there. I put one up yesterday. I told all the Dallas Cowboys to come together, and they showed them in a circle. I said, let's play for the Dallas Cowboy haters. Everybody, they cracking up. They say, you crazy. This is what y'all get for messing with me. So
Listen. John Gore said, great reporting. Thank you, Isaiah, for popping. I'm going to let you go on back to what you do. John Gore said, great report. I just want to say to you, Kenny, it's amazing how having your own show, how everything is evolving. You threw down today.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You threw down today. So, yeah, they were coming for you in the chat. So you might want to check that out and respond to them individually because we don't
I know Latrice done got me. I know Latrice done got me. I'm okay.
They're coming for you. They're coming for you.
Just let me say I'm sorry to the Jones family. Okay.
All right. Thank you so much.
Right,
We'll see you on Wednesday.
I see you Wednesday.
Okay. All right, y'all. I don't know what just happened there. Okay. How many of you have forgotten about this? Now I want to show you just about the change and everything. And I want to put this up too from Davia. It's been so fun to see Kenny grow. You go. Yeah, it's so exciting. It's so exciting. So yeah, thank you for noticing that. And thank you, John, for saying what you said as well. All right, now how many of you forgotten about this? This is what you call news cycles that come and go. Yeah, a very long awaited trial involving Air France and aerospace giant Airbus begins today, with prosecutors arguing the companies are liable for their role in the fatal crash of Flight 447 in 2009. Y'all, this is 2022. Both firms face charges of manslaughter and negligence over the incident that killed 228 passengers and crew. Now, this is AP reporting. So in the chat, let me know if you have forgotten all about that. And while you're in the chat, again, to help us with algorithm, because people are saying they cannot find us, hit that thumbs up or that heart. Just hit it once or twice, and that'll switch the algorithm so we can get in the framework to do that halfway through, it'll also begin to alert other people like it did this morning. So please, y'all, throw up some hearts, throw up some thumbs. All of y'all can do that. Let's get those numbers up. Not for our sake, but for people who are looking. So if y'all don't mind doing that, we would greatly appreciate it. Y'all, the plane went down right after taking off from Rio de Janeiro, which is an amazing place, en route to Paris, making a fatal drive into the Atlantic Ocean a few hours after takeoff. Now, the black boxes from the crash were recovered in 2011, 2 years later, from the ocean floor following an unprecedented search and recovery effort. Analysts subsequently found the crash arose from a cascade of technical problems combined with human error, which saying they should have never taken off in the first place. So now, when y'all people laugh at me, but when I get onto a plane, you know, because you can go in, my hand comes out. Like I'm like anointing oil. Jesus, get this plane to where it needs to go safely. I really do. I really do that. I do that every time I get on the plane. It's like, And my husband laughs at me. He said, "Oh, you anointing the plane?" I sure am. If you know what I know, you might want to anoint it too. Because we don't know. We don't know. So that's what I do. But y'all, that's how the news cycle goes. So imagine if it happened with 228 passengers who were killed in this plane crash. Imagine how often the news disappears when little things we need to know we don't know. I see you, Stephanie Burbridge, huh? All right, y'all. And Uvalde, New York Times is reporting that the Uvalde, Texas school district suspended its police force amid the protests of its response to the shooting that killed 19 children. So all like, bye, see you later. We'll come back to you later. Dr. Antoinette said, "Listen, I pray every single time I fly." I do. Look, I pray when I get in my car. Like, God, let me know. Because, we get in the habit of the directions that we go. And I'll get in the car and say, "God, let me know which direction I need to go. Let me know where there's going to be an accident so I can avoid it. Lord, show me." And I may go a long way around something just because I don't know. All right, y'all, CNBC News is reporting job growth fell just short of expectation in September, and the unemployment rate declined despite efforts by the Federal Reserve to slow economy, the Labor Department reported on Friday. Now, non-farm payroll increased 263,000 for the month compared to the Dow Jones, estimate of 275,000. The unemployment rate was 3.5% versus the forecast of 3.7% as the labor force participation rate edged lower to 62.3%. So that is what's happening when it comes to that. Now, y'all, the World Health Organization, listen to this. No, I'm not talking COVID today, but those numbers are going up. The World Health Association reports new research reveals, now I want y'all to go do your own homework on this, but new research reveals type 2 diabetes affects the body's metabolism to a greater extent than previously believed, with cellular energy conversion process impact in multiple organs. So go check that out on your own, see what's happening there, and let's collectively do some things, whether you have it or not, whether you're pre-diabetic or not, because this hits our community, especially the African-American community, more so than other communities. Let's find a way to start exercise programs and do whatever we need to do. Listen, I don't know if John Gore into this or not, but John Gore has a great way of helping you get through some things and breaking some barriers. So there's that. Y'all, sleep. How many of you be awake at 2 o'clock in the morning like, can I go back to sleep? Sleep, that's me. According to the CDC, more than 70 million Americans struggle with chronic sleep problems. Yeah, according to the CDC, more than 70 million Americans struggle with chronic sleep problems. That's happening. Yeah, they're saying that it's all the electronics, is everything that we're watching 24/7, all the news, just everything is just really boggling your mind that you cannot get to a place of rest to go to sleep. They're suggesting that if you go to bed at 10 o'clock, you want to turn that stuff off no later than 7:30. I know half of y'all just said, it ain't happening. They're talking about how people are in the bed scrolling, looking at Insta Reels and TikTok Reels and reading reports and reading news and checking emails and checking Facebook. And they're like, leave that stuff alone. It's killing us. It's killing us. It's causing a slow death. So that is out there. You can go to cdc.gov to read more about that. They were saying maybe you want to read before you go to bed. They said wine is not the answer. They said some chamomile tea can help. They even talk about having socks on your feet when you go to bed. Different things like that can help. Y'all, that's been a lot of news today. All right, y'all, it's time for the inspirational message. But before I get there, I want to go back to Ready Publication one more time. First of all, to all the team members, thank you. Man, that was a job. That was a job. Just think, I used to do that 4 times a year for 5 years. Many people have asked me, and it's in the welcome letter that will go out today. Many people ask me, what was it like not having my daughter beside me? Listen, after I passed it off to her in 2019, before the 2020 pandemic began with COVID, she and her millennial team were ready to run with it and go with it. But then when everything just stopped, the team members, I encourage them, go do, I'm always doing that, y'all. Go do what you're called to do. If Ready Publication comes back around, great. If it doesn't, great. Well, they're all living their lives, doing their purpose, and they're all doing extremely well. So this was a burden of mine to do this voting magazine. This voting issue, a special issue of Ready. And so it was difficult not having her by my side because we worked well together, but she still cheered me on every step of the way. And then when she would see some things, she was like, let me see what you're working on. She's like, you might want to change that. And I would make different changes. So we are close as thieves, let me tell you. So it was difficult not having her beside me, but I cheer her on with everything she's doing as well as she cheers me on with everything that I'm doing. We have since looked at Ready Publication. News in Motion is really under Ready Publication with the media and publishing piece. We're looking at what we can do going forward. We won't do the 4 issues a year anymore, but we may do some sort of resource every year. We're still working through that to see what that's going to look like. But real excited about it. Amber, again, Jeffrey Payne's daughter, she's an amazing designer. And she was that person when I was ready to throw in the towel. She's like, you can't quit, Mama Gail. You can't quit. Let's keep going, sis. Let's keep going. And so when we saw it yesterday come to completion, we both were like, wow. She went to the apple picking farm and I went to go see Hamilton. We were able to breathe and just see God's hands all on this publication. Again, the resource guide. We want all of you, all of the viewers, to help us get this resource guide out there. It is free. It really costs us, but we're giving it to everybody free because we want it to get in the hands of people everywhere. And now that early voting has begun, it's coming out right on time. We want to get that out there. So we need your email. That's the only way. I'm not posting it up on Facebook because of the downloads. It will slow your whatever that feed or whatever. So just give us your email. We're not going to bombard you with stuff. Just give us your email. We will get that to you so that you can spread it, print it, do whatever you want to do to it. We will have the links up if you want to get the actual magazine, which the articles in there are phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. All previous subscribers, such as Latrice Jones and others who are on here, you're going to get a copy of the magazine. Because we just want to bless you to say thank you. And I say all of that to say this. The inspirational message is stop waiting. Stop waiting. Stop waiting. Y'all, we have to stop waiting. We have to stop waiting. It is so important. It is so important that we do what God has laid on our heart. People will try to distract us. People will try to stop us. People will talk about us, but we cannot bring a halt to what it is that God has a burning desire for you to do. Stop waiting. Whatever that dream is, whatever those desires are, stop waiting. Go and do them. Something that we're going to do as we're rolling out everything this weekend, we decided, the advisory team here decided that we're going to offer broadcast and podcast masterclass. And everything that I've learned, I'm going to give it to you. Everything that I learned, I'm going to give it to you. It's at some point we have to say, What do we do? Now, people will say, you're going to give it to them? That's a little crazy. You giving them the resource guide? That's a little crazy. Why are you giving these things away? Listen, first of all, let me say this. I don't have it like that. I do not have like that. I have no problem telling y'all I don't have it like that. But I have a heart of blessing people. Yeah, I do. And God said this to me. This is going to sound real crazy. God said this to me the other day. And I said, I got to get this out. I got to do this. And that is this. He said, if you would just give, I'm going to give back to you, just as my word says, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. And I believe God. I believe him. So I'm doing some crazy stuff. Let's see, Latrice Jones said, God said, give and I'll give back to you. Mary Jenkins says, stop waiting. Misha says, Ashe, this is a game changer. Stop waiting. Thank you, Donita. Good morning to you. Deborah Johnson, push through the distractions. Stop waiting. Lori, stop waiting. Yes, y'all, stop waiting. Stop waiting. Jeffrey Payne said, that's right, sis. Keep it going. Listen, it can be hard sometimes. And that's why you got to take your breaks. That's why you got to stop and breathe and see what it is that God is doing. But stop waiting. And here's something else for you. Just because somebody else is doing it doesn't mean that's not your assignment also. Y'all, we have to get beyond saying, oh, so-and-so's already doing it. That's their assignment. You also have an assignment. There's going to be a shift there. Even when I'm talking with the team that's coming out with their, yes, Latrice Jones, confirmation. Just when I'm talking with the team about launching the different shows that are coming out, I'll tell them all the time, be yourself. Be yourself. You don't have to flow the way so-and-so flows. You do study, you do research, you see what other people are doing. Elizabeth said, this is definitely for me. Yes, stop waiting. Blessed to be a blessing. There it is. I tell people, you got to do you. You got to do you. There is nobody who can do a podcast show the way that Davia does her podcast show. No one can do that. No one can say, hey, good people, like Davia. Now, you may hear it and you may slip and say it one day, but you can't. That ain't yours. She needs t-shirts, hats, sweatshirts, leggings, bags, everything else that says that, hey, good people, with her signature on it, with her amazing signature on it. No one else can say that the way she says that. Now, you may have a show, but your show will not be her show. It can't. You have to step in your own shoes, but whatever you do, stop waiting. No one can talk, and this is a personal relationship, but no one can talk to me like John Gore. No one. Because I look at him like they crazy. John Gore, I'm able to laugh at him and go, dude, get out of here, whatever. And we can have some text message exchanges. I'm like, I'll just say K. Y'all know when y'all see the K come up in a text message, it means I'm done with this. And then he'll slide in and say something else. John's going to have the last word, period. John, I love you, know I do. John's going to have the last word, period. But that's John Gore. That's our relation. Nobody can be John Gore. Nobody can talk to me like John Gore. That's my brother. That is my brother. His wife is my sister. His children are my nieces. That's a relationship. You have to do what you can do, but whatever you do, stop waiting. Stop waiting. Stop waiting. Stop waiting. Do you all know where we are right now when it comes to voting, when it comes to life, when it comes to everything that's happening? Do you know where we are right now? Do you know where we are? Y'all, all 435 seats are up in the House of Representatives. You may think people are a shoo-in. I think we're going to see all kinds of surprises. I believe we're going to see all types of surprises on the night of November the 8th. I do. I really do. I really do. I believe that. I believe that. Let's just take for a moment. I'm still digging into this, so I'm not going to give you the full report yet. But check out the council in Los Angeles. Yeah. Check out the council in Los Angeles. A leaked recording is now out where the council president and another council person were using racial slurs, talking about somebody's child, talking about how they're going to rig the mapping and the mapping, the sequence of the different districts. They're Democrats. So y'all think I'm crazy when I tell y'all better stop just going down ballot. Now this this year, go down ballot for real, seriously. But and y'all know I say that at times. But there's a reason. They're trying to secure places and people, because in one of the tapes, and I heard this tape, so I can repeat it. In one of the tapes, the council president says, well, I just got a bunch of poor people. That's what you think about the people that you represent, your constituents. They may be poor, but you're going to really say that on a tape that way? So they're calling for her resignation. And she's like, I ain't resigning. And we don't know what the outcome's going to be. But I'm sharing all that to say there are some people that are out there who have a call on their life to run for office in LA. And they're thinking, well, they got this locked down. Not now. You might want to get your name on out there in Los Angeles and go ahead and run for that seat. Stop waiting. Stop waiting, y'all. Stop waiting. We have to stop waiting. Latrice Jones says, y'all need to sow a seed for this word today. Wow. Thank you, Latrice. Thank you. Thank you, sis. John Gore said, I love you more, sis. I love you too, bro. All right, y'all, I can keep going, but y'all, we got to stop waiting. There's too much out here. I've given you information on what we need to do to get to the table. I'm trying to get someone to come on and talk about how small businesses and entrepreneurs can get some of that money that's coming out from the Inflation Reduction Act. There's so much that's available and so much that is out here, and we need to be a part of that. Even with News in Motion, people will ask me now if they can do certain things and promote their products. I'm now using wisdom saying, I'm going to give you that platform, but there has to be some other exchange that takes place. And y'all, that's not playing for dollars or anything like that. It's that if you see this platform being a platform for you, you can also sow into this platform, especially if you are an established business. Now, for young entrepreneurs, yeah, come on, let's talk. I'll bring you on, no charge to you. But places like huge institutions and corporations and things like that who have been knocking on my door, they're like, we like your audience. And you also have millions upon millions, if not billions of dollars. So what are you going to do? This isn't just going to be your free platform. We got to be able to have that conversation at the table. All right, y'all, let me be quiet. Y'all, listen. Have a great day. And those numbers are increasing. Yeah. So stay well. And remember, make some bold moves. I'm out.
Emotion.